filled obedience. Woman of faith-filled obedience. She had faith, a faith that really works, not just believing, and then ends up in a hell. Just like the devils, you know. They have faith, definitely. St. James was saying that. Do you believe that there is only one God? You do well. But also the devils believe, and they even tremble. Brothers, sisters, the devil believes and he's in hell. No. The faith of Mary leads her to obey. It's a faith-filled obedience. That's why Paul can be talking about the obedience of faith. Our faith leads us to obey the God we believe in. And then, she is, of course, the intercessor, you know, before Jesus. As you see very well in the event at Cana, if you will remember. Jesus was there in a marriage feast, you know. Mary was at the back there in the kitchen, therefore knew what was going on, and wine was running out. The sequence of events was Mary was invited, and Jesus too. And so Jesus came with his disciples, and the wine ran out. I don't know what's the connection. Anyway, you didn't pick it up. Okay, sorry. The point is, at that instance when the wine ran out, Mary comes to him and says, you know, they have no wine. And then Jesus says, what is that to you and to me, woman? I thought we were just invited guests here. I didn't know we had to bring our own food, eh? Of course, that is not included there, okay? That's not included there. I rejected that. The point is,
Yeah, here, thank you.
I thought you wanted to move here. Hey, ganun na lang. Yeah, that's very fun. Okay, so I was saying, after saying that, it was quite a no from Jesus, right? Amen?
Amen.
Won't you say so? I mean, what is that to you and to me, woman? My hour has not yet come. That hour was a very fateful hour for Jesus. The point is the hour of his suffering, his death, which was also his exaltation, when you think about it. And so was Mary hurrying the hour up. And then Mary seemed to have understood something and tells the attendants there, hey, do whatever he tells you. Do whatever he tells you. That's John chapter 1 verse 5. Okay? Do whatever he tells you. And Jesus told them, fill up the water jars. There were 6 of them there. And they filled them to the brim. And, of course, there was the miracle, the first sign. John, in his gospel, calls them signs. Brothers, sisters, in John's gospel, you don't find wonders, miracles. No, he calls them signs. Because he was very adamant, John was very adamant, that you don't only see the signs. You should also understand the significance of those signs. Because they signal. I am playing the words anyway. Significance is from sign. Signal is from sign. You know? Yes, you got to understand the signs, not just see, you know, what happened. Because Jesus will have a problem with people who have only science faith. Faith based on science. They got to see signs. This wicked generation are asking for a sign, he says. And they will have no sign but the sign of the prophet Jonah, you know, etc. like that. The point is, brothers and sisters, I was saying, that was going to be the first sign Jesus performed. And we're told, why am I quoting it like that? You know, it was okay here with me. It is fine with me. That was John chapter 2. Verse 5 is, his mother said to the servers, do whatever he tells you. And then at the end of the story, we are told for the first time. Will you please start reading verse 11? Begin.
Jesus did this at the beginning of the
Signs in Cana in Galilee, and so revealed his glory, and his disciples began to believe in him. Brothers, sisters, this is so very important in the story of the church. We are already in chapter 2 of St. John. This is the first time we're told the disciples whom he had called earlier on in chapter 1 had began to believe. Why? Because they didn't just see the sign, but the glory of that is shown by that sign. The glory, brothers and sisters in the Bible, glory is one characteristic always associated with God. The kabod, the glory of God. When they saw the sign, they saw the glory of this Jesus. He is not just a wonder worker. He is not just a man. He is somebody else. And so they believed in him. That's the first time we're told they believed. Why did they believe? Because they saw the sign, the glory manifested by the sign. How did the sign come about? Thanks to? I didn't hear you. Mary. Exactly. Thanks to Mary. Brothers and sisters, Mary began the faith of the disciples. That's very important for us to understand. She is also at the root of our faith. Please understand, in the Americas, just like in the Philippines, the Immaculate Conception is our patroness, principal patron. Sometimes you got a problem. People love Mary so much, They will go to Baclaran in the Philippines for Mass on Wednesdays and not Mass on Sundays. That's a problem. There's a faulty catechesis there. But they have loved Mary so much. And hopefully Mary will always bring us to Jesus. Amen? Amen. We're going to talk about true devotion. Let me really hurry up that point. True devotion has something to do with what Mary said, in the verse 5. Will you please always remember verse 5? Will you please read it again? His mother said to the servers, do whatever he tells you. Brothers, sisters, Mary has no other message. In all her apparitions, if they are real and not just concocted, Mary has no message of her own. She only reiterates the message of Jesus. Very, very true to this first sign. Where it all started, Mary tells us, do whatever he tells you. I'm not going to tell you anything. He allowed him to tell you everything and do exactly his word. Why? Because that is how it all began. Do you remember how it all began? How did Mary get involved in all this story? During the Annunciation, right? The Annunciation. Brothers, sisters, the Annunciation is recorded in the Gospel according to St. Luke in chapter 1, verse 26 onwards. And so here we are. This is the Annunciation. Okay? The Jerusalem Bible translation goes like that. And so, this is more familiar to us. This is the New American Bible. Shall we please have this beautiful privilege of reading it together? Brothers and sisters, who of you have a Bible? At home, not necessarily here, at home. Hey, raise your hand if you have. While your hands are up, I have got a question. Who of you read the Bible every day? Congratulations, people. Shame on you. I'm sorry. Brothers, sisters, please remember the times when Catholics don't read the Bible should be passé already. Dapat laos na yun. as we say in the Philippine language. No, laos na yun, dagat.